Hello everyone, I'm Kinchal Patel, Assistant Professor at LJ Institute of Engineering and Technology in the Department of Computer Engineering. So here is the chapter 3, Parsing Theory. There are two phases included in the GTU syllabus of chapter 3. One is syntax analysis and the other is semantic analysis. So we will learn these two phases in two parts. So in the part 1 of chapter 3, we will cover role of parser, context-free grammar, derivation and ambiguity, eliminating ambiguity, left recursion and left factoring, classification of parsing, backtracking, LL1 parsing, recursive descent parsing, shift reduce parsing, operator precedence parsing, and LR parsing. And in this lecture, we will learn role of parser, context-free grammar, derivation, and ambiguity. Now first, what is the role of parser in the phases of compiler? So first, our source program is given to the lexical analyzer, and lexical analyzer convert it into the tokens, and it passes that token to the parser as an input string. Now parser checks for the syntax error, and if there are no errors, then it generates the syntax tree or parse tree. Then that parse tree is passed to the semantic analysis, and rest of the front-end phases perform their task and generate the intermediate representation code. Now there are two types of parser. First one is top-down parser and second one is bottom-up parser. So top-down parser parse the string from starting symbol and move towards to the input string, and bottom-up parser parse the string from input string towards starting symbol. We will learn top-down parsing and bottom-up parsing in the detail in this chapter. But in this lecture, we will learn the concept of context-free grammar, derivation, and ambiguity. Now, what is context-free grammar? So, context-free grammar is a four-tuple grammar in which V, sigma, S, and P are included. So, first, V denotes finite set of non-terminals. Sigma denotes finite set of terminals. S is an element of V and V denotes non-terminals. So S is a non-terminal symbol and it is a starting symbol of our grammar. Then P denotes the finite set of formulas in the form A gives alpha, where A includes V, A belongs to V means A is a non-terminal symbol of the grammar, and alpha, so alpha belongs to V union sigma clean star means alpha can be terminal symbol or non-terminal symbol or the combination of terminal and non-terminal symbol. So we'll see it by example. So here you can see the grammar rule that expression gives expression, operator expression, or in the bracket expression or minus expression or ID. And the second statement is operator gives operator plus, minus, star, division or power. Now in this grammar we need to find all the four tuples. So first, this grammar denotes the P, which is finite set of formulas. So here we can see the form A gives alpha, where our form is expression gives the whole right hand side. Now here expression and operator are our non-terminal. As you can see that A gives alpha, where A belongs to V and V is our non-terminal symbol. So expression and operator are the non-terminal symbols. So the symbol which are present at the left hand side of grammar are known as non-terminal symbols, and except those symbols, all the symbols are known as a terminal symbols. So except expression and operator, all the symbols are terminals like opening bracket, closing bracket, minus, ID, plus, star, division and power. All are the terminal symbols. And starting symbol means the symbol from which our grammar has been started. So starting symbol is expression, which is also a non-terminal symbol. So non-terminal symbol means the symbol which are at the left hand side of the grammar, and it can also be present at the right hand side of the grammar. And terminal means the symbol which are present at only right hand side of the grammar. Next topic is derivation and ambiguity. First, what is derivation? So derivation is used to find whether the string belongs to a given grammar or not. Means we can find using derivation that particular string can be derived from this grammar or not. So there are two types of derivation. First one is leftmost derivation and second one is rightmost derivation. So first we will learn leftmost derivation. So a derivation of a string W in a grammar G is a leftmost derivation if at every step the leftmost non-terminal is replaced. For example, the grammar is given as follows and the output string is A star A minus A. Now we want to derive this string from this grammar. So we will apply leftmost derivation for this string. So we will start from the starting symbol, and as there is only one symbol at first step, so we need not to check for the leftmost non-terminal. So we'll directly replace this E with one of the form for the derivation of A star A minus A. So here we are derivating A star A minus A. So we have replaced E with E minus E. Now parallelly we are also generating a parse tree for the A star A minus A string. So here you can see that E produce E minus E has been generated in parse tree also. Now what is the rule of leftmost derivation? That leftmost non-terminal will be replaced at every step. So here we will replace leftmost non-terminal E with E star E. Why? Because we have already achieved A minus A format. Now we want to achieve A star A. So we'll replace this E with E star E. And you can also see that E star E has been generated in our parse tree. Now our format has been generated E star E minus E, A star A minus A. Now we will replace each terminal by each non-terminal by a single terminal symbol A. So first we'll replace E by A, which is our leftmost non-terminal. Then here A and star are the terminal symbol, and now the leftmost non-terminal is E. So we'll replace this E by terminal A. Now A star A minus all are the terminal symbols. So the leftmost non-terminal is E. So we'll replace this E by A. And you can see that parallelly our parse tree also has been generated. So this is the leftmost derivation of our output string A star A minus A, and this is the parse tree for our string A star A minus A. Parse tree is just a representation structure of the derivation. Now next is rightmost derivation. So rightmost derivation means at each step the rightmost non-terminal is replaced. So we'll take the same example and we will generate the or derive the string A star A minus A using rightmost derivation. So we'll start from the starting symbol, and as there is only one input symbol, so we'll replace it directly by one of the form. So here we have replaced E with E star E. Now here the rule is to replace rightmost non-terminal. So we'll select rightmost non-terminal E and we'll replace E with E minus E, as E star E has been generated and the next task is to generate E minus E. So we have replaced E with E minus E. Now we will replace leftmost non-terminal E with single terminal symbol A, as our format has been generated like you see E star E minus E, and our output strings format is E star A minus A. So we'll replace this E by single terminal symbol A. Now we'll select rightmost non-terminal E. So here A and minus are the terminal symbols, so we'll replace E with A. Now we'll replace A minus A star, all are the terminal symbols, so our rightmost non-terminal is E and we'll replace that with A. So you can see that our rightmost derivation has been generated for the string A star A minus A. So we can generate A star A minus A from this grammar. So we can say that this string belongs to this grammar. So our output string is right. There is no error in the output string. And parse tree has also been generated from the derivation. Now next topic is ambiguous grammar. So before going to ambiguous grammar, we will see the precedence and associativity of our operators. So first operator is right power. So power has highest precedence from this operator and it is right associative. Then star and division has second highest precedence and it is left associative. Then plus and minus has third highest precedence among these operators and it is also left associative. So remember the precedence and associativity of operators for the next topic. So what is ambiguous grammar? Ambiguous grammar is the one that produces more than one leftmost derivation or more than one rightmost derivation for the same sentence. If particular grammar can generate more than one leftmost derivation or more than one rightmost derivation for the same sentence, then that grammar is ambiguous. So here the example is given and we want to generate the or derive the A plus A star A. Now we will check that can we generate two leftmost derivation for particular grammar or not. If we can generate two leftmost derivation for the same statement, then the grammar is ambiguous. So start from the starting symbol E and replace the leftmost E with the one of the form. So here parallelly we are trying to derive two leftmost derivation for the same sentence. So here in the first example E is replaced with E star E and in the second example E is replaced with the E plus E. Now in first example here, we will replace first E with E plus E. As you can see that E star E means A star A has been generated, has been derived, but E plus E is left to derive at the left hand side of star. So here we will replace E plus E with E plus E, and in the second example you can see that on the left of plus there is only one terminal symbol, so we'll replace that E with A. Now the next task is to replace leftmost E with the another form. So here you can see in the first example that E plus E star E means our whole string formation has been generated. So we'll replace the E with terminal symbol. And in the second example, here only A plus A has been generated. So we'll replace this E with A star A. Sorry, E star E. Now, in second example also the formation has been generated. So one by one we will replace leftmost E with A. So you can see that A plus A star A has been derived from the statement. So you can see that there are two leftmost derivation has been generated for the single statement which is given. So now the issue is why these two leftmost derivation has been generated from this grammar, because this grammar is ambiguous. Now why this grammar is ambiguous and why it has generated two leftmost derivation? Because the rule of precedence is not maintained in the above grammar. Rule of precedence is not maintained in the above grammar. So one of the grammar is wrong, one of the grammar does not following the rule of precedence. So which grammar is wrong? The second grammar is right and the first grammar is wrong. Why? Because rule of precedence says that the operator with higher priority should be at the least level of the parse tree. The operator with the higher priority should be at the least level of the parse tree. And here you can see in the first example that the among plus and star, star has higher priority though it is at the higher level of the parse tree. So this tree is wrong and the second tree is right as it follows the rule of precedence. Like you can see that the higher priority operator is at the lower level and the lower priority operator is at the higher level. Why we put higher priority level at the lower? Because if we put it at the lower level, then only it will be evaluated first. So the second tree follows the rule of precedence, first does not follow the rule of precedence. To restrict our grammar from generating the wrong parse tree, we need to maintain rule of precedence in the grammar. Okay, so we will learn ambiguous grammar by one more example. The same grammar is given and the output string is a plus a plus a. So we will start to derive a plus a plus a from the given grammar, and you can see that leftmost non-terminal has been replaced with e plus e in both the example. So now next we will replace in first example e with e plus e and in second example with a, and then in first example we replace e with a and in second example we replace e with e plus e. Now in first example, we replace second E with A, and in second example also we'll replace E with A. Now we'll replace E with A. So here you can see that from given grammar for the string A plus A, there are two leftmost derivation or two parse tree can be generated. So the given grammar produces two leftmost derivation for this string a plus a plus a. Why? Because the rule of associativity is not maintained in the above grammar. Rule of associativity says that if there are two operators which have same precedence, like you can see that both plus has same precedence, so rule of associativity says that if the operator is left associative, then our grammar should grow from left side. So here, as we know that plus is a left associative, so our parse tree should grow from left side. So here you can see that in first tree, it is growing from left side. But you can see in the right tree that in the second tree, our tree is growing from right hand side, which is wrong. So we should restrict our grammar to generating the second parse tree. For that, rule of associativity should be maintained in our grammar. So we will learn how we can maintain rule of associativity and rule of precedence in the grammar in the next lecture. Thank you.